Hi, and welcome back to the 2023 SEVA Award celebration. I'm Emma from Catherine Albioni Middle School. Thank you for joining us once again for the SEVA 2023 finalist reveals. Don't forget, you can also stream and connect with us online at secctv.org and by using the hashtag SEVA Awards. And now, I have the honor of sharing the SEVA 23 finalist in the instructional category. The instructional category focuses on videos that teach about a subject or skill, or give how-to advice related to an educational topic. Let's take a look at this year's instructional finalists. In the K-3 instructional category, the finalists are Baking with Hulan, Florence Markhofer Elementary School; How to Breakdance, Florence Markhofer Elementary School; How to Make a Banana Smoothies, Florence Markhofer Elementary School; Making Slime, Florence Markhofer Elementary School; Simple Skill Moves to Be a Defender in Soccer, Sunrise Elementary School. In the grades 4 to 6 instructional category, the finalists are Apple Pie Bites, Florence Markhofer Elementary School; Grape Candy, Florence Markhofer Elementary School; How to Get Good Grades, John Barrett Middle School; How to Homemade Pizza, Mary Hill Elementary and Middle School; How to Open a Bank Account for Kids, Sunrise Elementary School; Markhofer Pickup and Drop-Off, Florence Markhofer Elementary School; Salami Roses, Sunrise Elementary School. Studying Tips 101, C.W. Dillard. In the grades 7 to 8 instructional category, the finalists are Basics of Football, Catherine Albioni Middle School; Christmas Cookies, Heron School; How to Fish, John Barrett Middle School; How to Fold an Origami Crane, Louis Pasteur Middle School; How to Make an Electromagnet, McCaffrey Middle School; How to Make Pilaf, Heron School; How to Make Sushi, Catherine Albioni Middle School; Thai Fairy, Sutter Middle School. In the grades 9 through 12 instructional category, the finalists are C Major Scale, Pleasant Grove High School; How to Do Your Laundry, Rio Americano High School; How to Fold Hope, Origami Paper Cranes, Rio Americano High School; How to Make a Song Using LMMS, El Camino Fundamental High School; How to Make Origami Lucky Stars, Rio Americano High School; How to Rainbow Flick, Rosemont High School; How to Stop Motion, Center High School; Outfit on a Budget, Intercom High School; Taking a Flight from SMF, Franklin High School. There you have it, part 4 of this year's Student Educational Video Awards finalists. Stay tuned for each of the instructional videos in their entirety. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. with our PSA finalists, right here on SECC Comcast 16. That's right, it's our last category to reveal before the big event, the Student Educational Video Awards.
Hi, my name is Sheila Morales, and today I'm going to teach you how to make snickerdoodle cookies. You're going to need 1.5 cups of sugar, 1 cup of shortening, 2 eggs, cup of 3/4 cup, like
2 3/4
cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of cream and tartar, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Set your oven to 400 degrees. Pour 1.5 cups of sugar. Then you're going to pour 1 cup of shortening. Now you're going to add 2 eggs. Next, you're going to mix. In a separate bowl, sift together 2 3/4 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Then, now stir into creamed mix. Is all combined. Let's put 2 tablespoons of sugar. Now let's put 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Now let's mix it. Now we're going to shape the pieces into the size of a walnut. Next we're going to turn the dough into a ball about the size of a walnut and roll it into our mixture. Now we're going to place it on the pan. Last, bake it in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes until it's slightly browned. Put it in the oven. Don't these look delicious? Time to taste. Thanks for watching. Bye. First thing, you put your hand on the ground and then spin your feet and spin. Next, you go frontwards, step backwards, step sideways. Lastly, you freestyle and do whatever you want. Hi everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to make a banana smoothie. The ingredients are all here. 3 tablespoons of granola, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, a cup of milk, some ice cubes, 2 bananas, spoons, and a little knife, and a blender. Now let's cut the banana. Let's put all the ingredients in the blender. Before you start blending, make sure there's no spoons and no hands inside the blender at all times. Now let's start. Did it for around 1 minute. Let's check it out.
Make sure your hand does not touch the razor blades of the blender, or your hand might get cut.
Let's pour. Now it's time to garnish the drink. For my dish, I'm going to be using some bananas, granola, and some mint leaves. For you can use any fruits or other toppings that you want to garnish your drink.
First, add some granola on top. Then add some bananas on the top too. Finally, add some mint leaves together with the granola and banana.
This smoothie has high protein and is good for breakfast. You can also make it for your family. I hope you enjoy. Bye! I'm Riley. And I'm Riley too. And we're gonna go in the store to get our stuff to make slime. Okay, we got in the store and we got some supplies. Shaving cream, paint, activator, and glue. And don't forget the lotion. And the hair gel. We're home now. Time to make the slime. So first we're going to make a fluffy slime.
First, you're going to add the glue, then the foam, and then the activator.
So when you put hair gel, which is right there, it makes them very stretchy. So does lotion. It makes it smell good. And you might want to put a little bit of lotion once you put sparkles. It'll make it look pretty and not all clumpy.
This is activator, and it's replacing baking soda and eye contact solution. Let's go.
Repeat those steps again, but don't add shaving foam.
That I should use more activator than the amount I used, because it was a bit too this watery, and now it's perfect because I had help.
And I'm really fine with this slime because I really love it. It's not too sticky, but it's the amount of sticky I want it to be. It doesn't stick to it. So.
Teach you 4 skills to go past the defender.
The first skill move I'm going to teach you is called the L turn.
So first you first have to pull the ball behind your foot. That is the inside of your foot and touch the ball between your legs. Or if you want to use your weak foot, you can do the exact same thing. This is how to do the body feint. You have to pretend like you're going to your dominant side, like this. But then you touch the ball with your weak foot, like that. For example, I'll teach you how to do the step over. The way you do the step over is you put your foot around the ball like that, and you have to put your chest away. You're stepping the ball over with I step the ball over with my right foot and my chest is pointing the right side. And then you have to pretend like you're going that way, like that, and then you have to touch the ball like that, facing that way. Or you could do it like this. Now I'll teach you how to do the Ronaldo chop. You have to jump up like this. Then you have to touch the ball with your inside of your dominant foot under your legs like that. For example, like this. Or you could do the same thing with your weak foot. Thanks for watching this video, and goodbye.
Have you ever heard the term as easy as pie? Well, surprisingly, pie is not that easy to make. So, we're going to show you how to make a really easy pie. For this pie, you only need 4 ingredients. You're going to need an apple. Thank you. You're going to need cinnamon. Thank you. Sugar. And croissants.
And then some other things you'll need are an apple cutter, or you can just use a knife, whichever one's easier, a cutting tray, and a baking pan. Let's get baking.
Cut the apple into 8 slices. Next step is to open the croissants. Mix your cinnamon and sugar together. You can bake them for 375 for 12 minutes.
Let's get baking.
Got it.
Once your baking is done, ask an adult for help to take them out of the oven. Let them cool before you eat them.
Oh, cool. Well, time to try them.
These really were as easy as pie.
We're making grape candy. Candy! Microwave.
Farewell, Jolly Ranchers. Crunchy.
Hi, I'm Michael Tatishi, and I'm going to help you get good grades. But first, I'll tell you why it's good to get good grades. Getting good grades makes you successful in life and happy. Now, I'll tell you how to get good grades. Number one, taking notes. Taking notes might seem challenging, but it really isn't. All you have to do is copy on what your teacher writes. When he or she is finished, you're done. Number two, flashcards or songs. Once you're finished taking notes, you make flashcards and memorize them. But if you're bad with flashcards, you can always make songs. Number three, the test. When the test comes, all you have to do is remember what you did with the flashcards or songs. And try your hardest and don't rush. And now you know how to get good grades.
So right now we're making pizza dough. So we have salt, sugar, yeast, flour, water, and olive oil. So to start off, we pour the flour and sugar into this bowl. So I'm gonna go do that right now. We pour the yeast in the water. So now you mix the yeast with the water using a wooden spoon. And then you check it in 3 minutes to make sure the yeast is working. here is UC Davis extra virgin olive oil. This is from UC Davis's Premium Gardens, and now in this bottle. So now you raise the mixer by turning this knob on this side. I don't think you can see it, but it's right here. So now it is raised, clicks in place, and now you turn this knob to the number that says 2. 1, 2. Now you mix the water and pour it in with this. Now you wait 15 minutes until the flour mixes with the water to create a dough. It's been 15 minutes and the dough is now really soft and in a ball shape, okay? So now it's time to let the dough rise. So now you brush this ball with a tablespoon to prevent the dough from sticking to the ball. So to do that, you get your tablespoon, you pour this right in it until it fills about a tablespoon, right here. Now you pour it in. Now you get a brush and brush it on all sides of the bowl. To put the dough in, take out a plastic wrapping, cut it, and then put it over the lid. Now you wait 1 hour and it should double in size, and then you know it's ready. It's been an hour and the dough has now, as you can see, doubled in size. Now it is ready to be made into pizza. Now, as a second part of our pizza, we're making homemade pizza sauce. So for our homemade pizza sauce, we have fresh crushed tomatoes, Italian spices, salt and sugar. So we have minced garlic, red pepper flakes, and fresh black pepper. Okay. Now, there's only one step that you have to do. You just pour every ingredient into one bowl and mix it. Okay, so we're going to do that right now. Okay, so once you're about halfway through with the pizza sauce mixing, you should do a taste test. So I'm gonna go do that right now. Always use a fresh new spoon or you'll contaminate the whole pizza sauce. So just take a little bit, put your tongue to it, taste it. If it tastes good, then you know you're doing good. If it tastes bad, then you probably missed the ingredient and have to start over. Okay, so now we're rolling out the pizza dough to make it as a base where we can put the sauce and cheese on. This is the final step for the pizza dough in this process of making pizza. So the best way to flatten out the dough is by first making it into a flat circle like this. Next, you get a roller. You roll in one direction a couple of times. After, if you feel like it cannot stretch anymore, you flip the direction. Okay, so now the pizza dough is all flat and spread out, so it's at the size of a pizza. One secret step inside this that our family uses that makes it taste a lot better, makes it a lot crispier, just overall a lot better. You add 1 teaspoon of olive oil and spread it around the pizza. And now you're ready to put the pizza sauce on. Here is the fresh homemade pizza sauce. The best way to do it is take a scoop, drop it in, and then, as you can see, turn it and twist it all around. So now the pizza sauce is all around the pizza. So now it's time to add cheese. The way to add cheese is to grab a hold of it, then sprinkle it right over the pizza until it's all sprinkled with cheese. So now the cheese is all spread around the pizza. So at this step, now is the time to add any veggies or other toppings you want to your pizza. I'm not adding any toppings because I like my pizzas plain. So you just open the oven, take your pizza, and carefully, without touching anything, slide it in. Okay, so what is your name?
My name is Gurjeet Dillon.
Okay, so what is your expertise in the art of pizza?
So in pizza making, I have a food truck, which has a Italian wood-fired oven in it, and they're high heat pizzas, and we specialize in tavern style pizzas. So it's really thin crust pizzas, and they get crispy in the wood-fired oven, and they also develop like this burnt char flavor, which is really good at the bottom. And in the high heat, the more you keep rotating it and cooking it, the toppings, they stay fresh because they're cooked so fast, and the bottom, it turns crispy in the high heat as you keep rotating it.
Okay, so what is the secret to making a perfect pizza in your opinion?
So I think there's so many different styles of pizza, right? There's deep dish pizza, there's New York style, the thin crust pizza, there's Detroit pizza, which is like a focaccia style bread with the burnt cheese around the sides. All these pizzas, they have different techniques to make them, right? So I think as far as the secret is, you have to have a consistent recipe where you measure out your dough and know how much water goes in there and how much yeast goes in there and the baking times, right? And how much cheese to put on there so it doesn't get too soggy. So like you have to weigh everything so that every pizza, you know your recipe and it comes out the same, the way you like it, right?
Yep.
So I think that's a good way to go about it. Say.
Okay, so thank you for being with us, Gurjeet. So thanks.
Thank you for having me. This is great. Hope you guys get together one day and we can learn more about pizza.
And then, after the pizza is baked, you cut it and enjoy it.
Basic banking. How to open up a bank account for kids.
This is Evelyn from Spartan
find a branch close to you so it will be easy to do your banking.
To open up your new bank account, you're gonna need a form of ID, your social security number, and money.
This bank required $25 to open my account.
The terms and conditions.
The bank will ask what kind of account you need. A checking account allows you to spend money with a debit card given to you by the bank. Another type of account is a savings account, which earns you money called interest. Interest is where the bank pays you to hold your money, so savings accounts are often preferred, especially for kids. Here, I wanted both types of accounts, a checking or debit account with a savings account. The bank will require your parent or guardian to be on the account too until you're older.
And just like that, you have your own bank account.
Now it's time to withdraw some money. You will get a PIN. Don't share
Always
it.
protect your PIN.
A debit card can be used at a store to make a purchase or at an ATM to get cash. The money will then get taken out of your bank account.
It's all fun withdrawing money and spending it, but it's more important to deposit money and have a savings.
Savings is good for a bigger purchase or your education.
I encourage you to open your own bank account and be financially responsible.
I'm here with my dad, head of the Watchdogs, and we have a video to show you.
Yeah, it's a quick 2-minute instructional video on drop-off and pickup. If you're a busy mark-offer parent, you know that drop-off and pickup can be a nightmare sometimes. But we have 5 easy, simple steps for you to make drop-off stress-free for you and safe for our kids. Let's take a look.
Step 1, make sure your kids are ready.
Remind your children to have their backpacks and other belongings ready before you arrive at school.
Step 2, pull through to allow room for more cars.
Move all the way forward in the drop-off line to allow more cars to fit in behind you. This keeps traffic flowing and reduces wait times for everyone.
Step 3, no parking in the loading zone or driveways.
Stay in your car and do not park in the loading zone or driveway. This ensures that other parents can drop off and pick up their children safely and quickly.
Step 4, have kids exit and enter on the sidewalk side of your car.
Children should always exit and enter the car on the sidewalk side to avoid moving traffic. If they need to cross the road, make sure they use the designated crosswalk.
Step 5, slow down when driving.
Always drive slowly and carefully in the school zone, especially during drop-off and pickup times. Pay attention to crossing guards and follow their instructions.
We're looking forward to safer drop-offs and pickups.
That's right. We hope that you remember these 5 simple steps so that we can have a safe pickup and drop-off and a stress-free one for you parents.
Back to you at the studio.
How to make salami roses. You will need a shot glass or an egg cup and salami. Step 1. Wash your hands before you start making your salami roses. Step 2. Use 12 salami slices of your choice. in half over the shot glass and make sure that you overlap the salami. Fold the salami in half over your glass and make sure you press hard on the salami. As you rotate your glass, make sure you overlap your salami slices to create your petal effect. Carefully tip over your shot glass over your plate or your charcuterie board to reveal your salami rolls. Salami roses.
Hi, my name is Georgina Singleton and I'm from Dillard TV. I'm here to teach you ways to study more efficiently. Efficiently means using your time wisely. So, first, we will find a good place to sit down and study. I like to use the desk in my bedroom. However, you can use anywhere in your bedroom, your kitchen, or your counter. To name a few of the places that I've studied before. Second, for each subject, you should have a notebook and plenty of pencils and erasers nearby. Third, you should also try to limit the distractions around you by moving things off of or around your workspace. You should also move things like school projects away from your workspace because they can still be distractions. Also, you should also move away things like this pen or this thread. The rest is fine. If you have any other distractions, like a bowl of hair stuff or a jewelry box, those you would want to move away also. Fourth, you should only have a computer nearby. You shouldn't have anything else that is electronic, like calculators or speaker. Anything related to music should not be anywhere near your desk or wherever you're studying. You should be focused on your studies and your studies only. So, keep everything electronic except your computer away from your desk. Okay. Fifth, if you have colored pencils, crayons, or Flair tip markers, you should keep them nearby so that you can make things more interesting and color code them if you want to. I also like to use highlighters to make things more obvious. Sixth, you should also try to make sure there's no noise unless it is absolutely necessary. Go ask your brothers and sisters to go outside or do their homework. I know that there will still be noise, but asking your brothers and sisters to do something that is a quiet activity, or anyone in particular really, could still really help you. And seventh, you should also try not to think about anything that worries or distracts you. You should try to focus solely on your studies. Taking notes and listening actively in your classroom can also help improve your studying skills, and if you work very hard, it can get you good grades. Knowing the material that you are studying is the most important thing to know when you are taking a test. By completing all these steps, you are ready to take your test.
These are the basics of football. Step 1. This is some equipment you need. These are cleats, which are shoes that have spikes on the bottom to help the player run faster and not slip on grass. These are special gloves that have a layer of silicone that makes the ball easier to catch. Staying hydrated is important to keep stamina and energy levels high. Padding is used to cushion the impact of tackling or being tackled by another player. Helmets are used to protect the head from tackling or being tackled. Mouth guards are used to protect the player's teeth when being hit. Step 2. Offensive positions. A quarterback is a player who throws the ball to players. He is typically located behind the lineman. An offensive lineman is the player who blocks the rushers to protect the quarterback from being sacked. They are typically located in a line in front of the quarterback. A wide receiver is the player who runs downfield and catches the ball from the quarterback. They are typically located to the sides of the lineman. A tight end acts as a blocker on run plays but can also catch the ball on pass plays. He is typically located right beside the lineman. Running backs are players who run the ball on run plays but can catch or block on a pass play. He is typically located next to or behind the quarterback. Step 3. Important people on the sidelines. Coaches. Coaches are responsible for the team and calling plays. They usually look like this and are usually on the side. Referees are the people in black and white stripes who can call penalties on teams or players and have the final word in ruling play. Step 4. Different ways to score. The most common way to score a touchdown is by the player running into the end zones, which are at the end of the field, and the player's goal is to reach them for 6 points. The player scores a touchdown when the player has possession of the ball and the ball crosses this white line. Kickers can kick the ball through the yellow uprights to score an extra point or a field goal. I hope you enjoyed, and these are some basics of football. We'll be making my family's Christmas sugar cookies.
This recipe has run through my dad's family for more than 5 generations ago.
We make them every Christmas as a sweet treat tradition, and it is one of many things I look forward to every year. I remember throughout my life how delicious these cookies are, and I'm excited to show you how to make them. For our cookies, we will need 1 cup butter, 1 cup oil, 1 cup powdered sugar, 1 cup sugar, 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon vanilla, 4 cups flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1 teaspoon cream of tartar, and 1 teaspoon salt. And for our frosting, we will need 1 cup butter, 3 cups powdered sugar, 2 teaspoons vanilla, and 2 tablespoons milk. To make these cookies, add your butter, sugar, oil, and powdered sugar together in a bowl. Now blend together until mixed thoroughly. Now add your vanilla and eggs into the bowl and mix again till even. Now take a second bowl and add your flour, baking soda, cream of tartar, and salt together until evenly blended. Now add about 1/3 of your flour mix into the other bowl and mix till evenly blended, and rinse and repeat this process until both your bowls are fully combined. Now cover your bowl with a lid and put in the fridge for at least 2 hours.
Once chilled, roll the dough into balls and put evenly on a baking sheet. Now preheat the oven to 375 degrees and put the sheet in the oven and cook for 10 minutes. Once cooked, put these cookies on a cooling rack. And to make the frosting, add your powdered sugar, butter, vanilla, and milk in a bowl. Now mix this until it's evenly blended. You can also add food coloring to make the frosting more appealing and colorful. Once your frosting is done and mixed, add it to a Ziploc bag and cut a hole in the corner of the bag. You can finish baking the dough and frosting the cookies, and just like that, they're done.
Good morning. Today we're going to talk fishing. We can fish in lakes, we can fish in streams, and today we're going to fish in a pond. I want to go over the different types of baits that we can use. They are used to attract fish, so we're going to start right here with a bait that has a very large hook on it. This bait has a weight here, so it's going to sink to the bottom. And these fluffers are going to attract the fish. This is another type of reel bait that has shiners on it. This is to attract the fish. It also makes a little bit of a sound so it kind of catches their ear. Lures that we use for the surface come in a myriad of different shapes and sizes. But you'll notice the difference in the hooks, where this is a straight hook. This has treble hooks, which means they have 3 hooks. This another one that I very much like is a frog. And as you can see, it looks just like a frog. So you just throw it out there and you work it by just pulling it a little bit, letting it set, pulling it, letting it set. These are plastic or rubber worms. And these are generally set out into the pond, and they kind of sit on the bottom and they float up like this. Or you can reel them and they imitate a little fish crossing. They come in different colors, different sizes. We also have lots of different types of hooks. You can see the difference in sizes. Bigger fish, you probably want a little bit bigger hook. A bluegill or something like that, you'll go to a smaller hook. We also have to use weights to get the hook down to the bottom of the pond. And with these weights, they come in different sizes and different lengths. Put them on your line, and the bigger ones will take you down quicker. The smaller ones will allow you to drag the line back a lot easier. If you do catch a big bass, and you eat your hook, you use pliers. Stick it down in his mouth, release the hook, and you're good to go. Now we're going to talk a little bit about reels. Lots of different types of reels, but the most common reels are your spinning reels. To be very easy to fish, you open a bail and it allows the line to flow. And you can close the bail and reel it in. Another very popular type of reel is what's called a bait caster. This is designed to be more accurate throwing to a point than your spinning reel. Of course, when you go to the ocean or you go to a river, you might use a different reel, but generally speaking, we have geese. Hi, geese. That's what happens when you fish in a pond. Sometimes you have geese. So now we're going to talk about how we actually cast with a spinning reel. I'm going to take my finger, grab the line, and hold it up. This allows me to open the bail and be ready to cast. If I don't have the line in my finger, the bait drops. Can't cast from there. So we're going to close the bail, reel it back up, grab the line, open the bail, and cast. And now we're going to do a little practical job of actually fishing. You can see the lure that we have on here. This is a spinning reel. We're going to open the bail up. That allows the line to go out. I'm going to use my wrist. I'm going to bring it back and throw it forward. Now we just reel. We got what's called skunked. Didn't catch any fish, but let me tell you, the worst day of fishing is better than the best day at work. Happy fishing, folks.
Hi, I'm Henry Pollock, and I'm in 7th grade. In January, I started the adventure of folding 1,000 origami cranes. So far, I've made about 900, so I'm almost there. A Japanese legend says that once you fold 1,000 origami cranes, you can have a wish. I haven't decided what I should wish for yet, but I'm sure that it's going to be exciting. Every day since the beginning of the year, when I come home from school, I fold 3 origami cranes. My favorite color of origami paper to fold is definitely that pinkish peach color. I bought a pack of 1,000 origami pieces of paper, but I haven't used it all up yet. I also like to use some of my special paper like my kaleidoscope and rainbow pattern paper. I also enjoy creating origami cranes because it's a great way to decorate my room. Right now, the wall next to my bed is covered with origami cranes. Folding origami cranes is so much fun, and it's something that keeps me busy and it's time consuming. I'm not sure what I'll do when I finish. Origami cranes are a bit difficult to make, but you really get the hang of it once you've made about 100. If you don't have any origami paper, you could buy some, or you can just cut some regular paper into a square. I love folding origami cranes, and I hope that you'll try it too. On November 11th of 2022, I folded the 1,000th origami crane. I wanted it to be perfect, so I took extra time making sure all the folds were precise. I used a white piece of paper so it would really stand out. Once I finished folding it, I placed it on the ceiling in the middle of all the origami cranes. Bye!
Hello everyone, my name is Michael and today I'm going to be showing you how to make an electromagnet. We all use electromagnets in our day-to-day lives, but most of us don't even realize that we're interacting with them on a daily basis. Electromagnets are in motors, computer disks, and loudspeakers. They're in doorbells, refrigerators, and even washing machines. It's easy to make an electromagnet and the supplies are quite common and easy to find, maybe even in your garage. Oh. Uh-oh. So this is step 1. First, you will need insulated copper wire. It works best than regular copper. Next, you'll need a 9-volt battery. I taped these two together so it's stronger. And you'll also need an iron nail, like this, or like this. Now for step 2. Wrap the copper wire around the nail, leaving a few inches of each end of the wire free to attach to the battery later. The more turns of the copper wire around the nail, the stronger the magnet, so make sure you've got a lot of wire. The movement of the electric charge to the wire creates the magnetic field. This is what it should look like. With the nail wrapped, strip both ends off of the wire so that it will create a good contact with the battery. My 9-volt batteries ran out of power, so I've decided to use 2 D-cell batteries. These work as well, they work just as good. Make sure that you have a multimeter to help. You don't have to have one, but it helps with reading how much charge is in your batteries before you make one of these, so it lasts longer. Now, for step 4, attach one end of the wire to the positive terminal and one end to the negative terminal. Here I have taped one side of the wire to the negative terminal of the battery. Now, I will attach the wire to the positive terminal of it, and we'll see if this works. Amazing! And if I let go of this, it lets go of the paper clips. Now let's try it with a bigger nail and a bigger battery. Let's scale this up even larger.
Hi, I am making pilaf, an Indian rice dish that my family makes a lot, especially on holidays.
Pilaf has been in my family for so long, and we all look forward to eating it every time my whole family gets together. It is a tradition that every Thanksgiving and Christmas we spend with my mom's side of the family, we get to have it.
That is why this dish is very important to my family and I.
And today I'll be showing you how we make it.
You'll need 1 1/2 cups Uncle Ben's long grain rice, 2 ounces vermicelli, 3 cups chicken broth, and 2 tablespoons butter. First, turn your stove to medium heat and then place your butter on the pan. Then you're going to break the vermicelli into 1/2-inch pieces and place it in the pan with the butter. You are going to keep stirring constantly for about 3 minutes or until the vermicelli turns brown. Make sure you don't burn the vermicelli. Then pour in the chicken broth very slowly. Now add your rice. Lastly, put the lid on and set a timer for 20 minutes for the rice to cook. After 20 minutes, you can take the lid off and stir it around a bit. If you want, you can put your rice in a bowl or just leave it in the pan. And this will be your finished result.
Hi, today I'm going to be teaching you how to make sushi. These instructions are simple, easy, and fun to follow along. Step 1. Obtain your ingredients. You will need cooked white rice, nori seaweed, a bamboo sushi rolling mat, any meat and vegetables you like, rice vinegar, a spoon, a kitchen knife, a cutting board or flat surface, and a pair of chopsticks. Step 2. Preparing your ingredients. First, you are going to need to add rice vinegar to your white rice. To do this, simply pour about a tablespoon of rice vinegar into the rice and stir thoroughly with a wooden spoon. Next, slice any vegetables and meat you have selected. And lastly, we will end preparations by laying out our bamboo mat and placing our nori seaweed evenly on top. Step 3. Set up your sushi mat. Add rice until you reach about an inch away from the edge of the seaweed. Then add your cut vegetables and meat in the center of the rice. Step 4. Time to roll it out. All you need to do is tuck your thumbs beneath the mat, placing your fingers over the toppings. Then, roll over and press down. Continue rolling out and pressing the sushi until you get a nice tight roll, and finish off by unraveling the mat. It's okay if you mess up because you can always try again. Step 5. Cut your sushi roll. You can do this by cutting your sushi roll into even pieces with a kitchen knife. And step 6. Add condiments to your finished roll. Now that you know the steps, it will be simple for you to make a sushi roll. Thank you for watching.
Hey guys, it's time to go. You think you're wearing that?
Need help with your tie?
Who are you?
Ever heard of the tie fairy? Just forget it. Here's how to tie that tie. Now, the knot I will be teaching you is the half Windsor. In my expert opinion, the best knot to tie a tie in 3 simple steps. Let's get right in. The first thing you're gonna want to do is drape the tie around your neck like so, with the skinny end about halfway up your chest, and the other end should be down around to your knee length. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna cross it over and make an X, just like that. Now for simplicity's sake, I'll be doing this video with the thick end of my tie on the right hand of my body with my right hand crossing it over. Skinny side will be on my left, so just copy what I do like so. So you're gonna make that cross, and that's step 1, all you have to do. For the second step, you're gonna take the large part of the tie and you're gonna wrap it behind the other part, and you're gonna bring it across, like that. You're almost draping it around and making a circle around the initial skinny part of the tie. From there, all you have to do is take the thick end of the tie, bring it up through the middle, and tuck it into the loop that you just made when you wrap the tie around. What you're gonna do is you're gonna pinch it with your other hand when you pull it through. You're gonna grasp this big mess right here with your other hand, and you're gonna pull the thicker part down until you should have a knot somewhat like that. Then you're gonna take the skinny end of the tie, and you're gonna grasp that knot again, except this time push up with your hand as you pull the skinny end of the knot down. And then you should be ready to party. Now, as I was saying, dude? What's the point?
The C major scale. Hi, I'm Kurt, and today I will be teaching you how to play the C major scale. First, we will cover some background, get into what the major scale is, why you should learn scales, and finally, how to play the C major scale. So let's get into it. First, some background. In Western music, there are 12 different major keys that a music piece can be played in. C major is one of the most common keys used in music. Beginner piano players start off by playing songs in C major, since it's the easiest key to play in, for it has no sharps or flats and only contains white keys. What is the major scale? The major scale is a 7-note scale. Every major scale follows the pattern whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. A half step, also known as a semitone, is the distance between 2 adjacent keys, which is the smallest interval in music. A whole step, also called a whole tone or just tone, is the distance between 2 notes, which is equal to 2 half steps. For example, the distance between B and C is a half step, and the distance between C and D is a whole step. Each note of the major scale has a scale degree name. The first note is the tonic, the second note the supertonic, third mediant, fourth subdominant, fifth dominant, sixth submediant, and seventh the leading tone. A key signature tells the person what key they are playing in. It contains all the sharps or flats of the key and is located in between the clef and time signature. Why learn scales? Scales are the foundation of music. Practicing the C major scale can also assist in teaching you C major triads, 7th chords, inversions, and so much more. Practicing scales helps develop your physical technique and understanding of music theory. How do you play the C major scale? The notes of the C major scale include C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. Each finger has a number starting with the thumb is 1 to pinky finger is 5. Okay, starting with the right hand, thumb on C, 1, 1, 2, 3, cross under to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same thing back down, 4, 3, 2, 1, cross over to 3, 2, 1. And when you get that down, you can do the left hand. Start with your pinky, 5 on C. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross over to 3, 2, 1. Again, same thing back down. 2, 3, cross under to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you get both of those down, you can start putting it together. And if you get good at that, you can even do 2 or 3 octaves. Now you know how to play the C major scale. Remember to be patient with yourself when practicing, for you'll get it down eventually. Kurt, signing out.
One of the basic skills you will need to know how to do when living on your own will be how to do your laundry. Laundry is pretty simple when it comes to shirts, pants, sweatshirts, and undergarments. If you have any delicates such as dresses, suits, anything made of silks, leathers, and suedes, you should take them to the dry cleaners. Step 1 to doing your laundry correctly is by separating the items into piles. Always take out dry cleaning items and separate the rest into coloreds and whites. We do this so the colors from the darker colored clothing don't stain our lighter items. Step 2. Put your load of whites/light colored laundry into the washer. Add soap and scented softener to your liking. Step 3. Your washer will have preset settings for different loads. If you are unable to take delicates to the dry cleaners, there is a setting for that. This shows you that you should wash these items in cold water. Step 4. When your washer is done, you will need to switch over the clothes to your dryer. No jeans or sweaters should go into the dryer for the reason that they could shrink. You should let these air dry. Step 5. Take your clothes out of the dryer and place them in your basket. Step 6. Take the basket to your room or living room to fold them. I like to sort them into piles based on the article of clothing they are. After you fold them, put them away into your closet or drawers. Step 7. Repeat steps 1 through 6 to your darker colored laundry. But wait, you aren't done yet. In your dryer there is a lint trap. Make sure to clean this out and throw away the lint after each use.
In 1945, the US dropped a bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Sadako Sasaki was only 2 years old. As a result of the radiation exposure, she developed leukemia. Sadako Sasaki embarked on folding 1,000 paper cranes for the hope of one wish. Sadly, she died before completing her goal. Today, we join Sadako on her journey of folding hope. Step 1. Start with a square piece of paper with its bland side up. Step 2. Fold it in half 4 times, horizontally, vertically, and diagonally twice. Turn the paper so it looks like a diamond and place your thumbs on the bottom 2 triangles. Step 9. Take the 2 corners horizontal from each other and fold them in towards the bottom point. Step 10. Take the point that is now sticking up in the air and fold it down between the 2 outer creases to meet the bottom point. Make sure the open side is facing you and fold the bottom 2 edges in to meet the center line. Step 12. Flip it over and do the same on the other side. Step 13. Fold the top triangle over the bottom triangle. Step 14. Flip it over and do the same on the other side. Step 15. Open it up so you are back with the square. Step 16. Take the top flap of the square by its bottom corner and bring it up, away from you. The sides will naturally bend inwards, crease the paper, so the sides stay inwards, creating a diamond. Step 17. Flip it over and repeat on the other side. Step 18. Make sure the open side is facing you, and fold the bottom 2 edges in to meet the center line. Step 19. Flip it over and do the same on the other side. Step 20. Turn the kite on its side so you see 2 triangular flaps. Open the 2 flaps and fold the nearest half up along the horizontal crease. Now fold the flaps inward so the thin triangle folds in half. Step 21. Flip it over and repeat on the other side. Face the pointy side up and carefully pull the thin pieces of paper away from the body at a 45-degree angle on either side. Step 23. The protruding triangles are the head and tail. Decide which is the head and fold that side down to create a head. Step 24. Fold the big flaps down on either side of the body as far as they go, to reveal a small triangular body in between the wings. Now that we've folded our hope into the symbol of a crane, a paper crane, we can express our hope to the world by sending these paper cranes to the Children's Peace Monument in Peace Park, Hiroshima. Around 10 million paper cranes are sent to the Children's Peace Monument every year. Though Sadaka did not complete the 1,000 paper cranes before she died, her friends carried on her project. Now, the Children's Peace Monument stands in Peace Park, filled with paper cranes in memory of Sadaka Sasaki and her hope. The plaque at the monument reads, "This is our cry. This is our prayer. Peace in the world."
Oh, hello there. Don't mind me, I was just creating a song using an app called LMMS. Would you like to see how to make a song yourself? Well, regardless of your answer, I'm teaching you anyway. So LMMS is basically a free digital audio workstation, or DAW, used to make music, and is available on Windows, Mac, and Linux. Don't worry if you know nothing about music, as I won't cover many professional techniques, but I will cover everything you need to know to make a good instrumental loop, and introduce a few music theory concepts along the way. But with all that said, let's start doing things! The first step is to download LMMS. To do that, type lmms.io into the address bar, click download at the top, and choose which version of LMMS to download. On Windows, there's a choice between 32-bit and 64-bit, and on Mac, there's a choice between macOS 10.13 Plus and 10.14 Plus. To check which version you should use on Windows, go to the Settings, click on System, and click on About. Looking at the system type, you can see that I'm on a 64-bit operating system, so that's what I'm choosing to download. On Mac, click the top left Apple logo and About this Mac to see the version you're using. After it's downloaded, click on the file. You may need administrator permission to open. After that, click Next on the LMMS setup wizard, agree to the license, choose the install location, and click Install. After it's finished, search for LMMS below, and this final setup window should pop up. The first setting is the buffer size, which I'd recommend keeping at the default, maybe a little higher for older computers. And for the audio interface, SDL is most optimal for Windows and Mac. Don't use the dummy, it outputs no sound. Close the window, and there we go. Now that you have LMMS set up, we can now get to making a song. On the top of the screen is the toolbar, and the first thing you want to do in the toolbar is determine the time signature. Time signature basically indicates the rhythm of a song, or how many beats go in a bar. There are two common time signatures, 4/4 and 3/4. The one you're most likely to use is 4/4 time, which sounds like this. But if you want more of a waltz-like rhythm, you could also go for 3/4 time, which sounds like this. For me, I'll be using the default, which is 4/4 time, but you will need to adapt if you're using another time signature. The next thing we're going to do is go to the song editor to create some percussion, or the drums and cymbals that create the rhythm. And this is where beat bassline comes in. Click on this, and you can see a new window that has 16 tiny squares or steps, and on the left of it is a track called Kicker. Click and hold this black bar on the right of the title to hear what it plays. You may have noticed the distracting clicking sound. If you want to remove it, you can click on the kicker, and a window for its settings should pop up. Just hold the mouse under the knob that says click under it, and drag the mouse down to 0. Now, that clicking sound is minimized. You can also drag the other knobs up or down to get a specific sound you want. These 16 steps on the right form the rhythm of the bass line. You can click on any one of the steps to turn them on or off, and press the play button to hear how the beat sounds. For this beat, I'll be turning on the first step on block here and the first step on block there, so that it plays twice every measure. Next, you'll want to find a few more percussion instruments to go along with this beat. To add more instruments, go to the song icon on the sidebar, which is My Samples, and double-click the drums folder. Here you can find various instruments that come with LMMS itself. Click on one of the files to hear a sample of what they sound like, and double-click to add them to the bass line. If you don't want a certain track, click the white gear next to it, and then click Remove this track. I'll be using bassdrumacoustic01.ogg, hi-hat close to 3.ogg, snare 03.ogg, and sidestick 01.ogg. Now it's time to edit the steps in the tracks and test how they sound together. You can change the volume on each track as you wish, and take a final listen. You add the beat bassline to the song by clicking the first measure on the song editor and dragging it over. You can delete the triple oscillator and the sample track by clicking the gear and then remove this track. We won't need it here. Now there are 5 tracks I'll be using for the song, one for percussion, which we've just done with the beat bassline, one for harmony or the chords that make up the song, one for bass or the lowest pitched part of the song, the melody, which is the focus of the song, and automation, which can control the value of a knob as the song goes. More on that later. To add new tracks or instruments, go back to the sidebar and select the star icon or My Presets, where you can find various instruments that come with LMMS. For me, I'm using the Zin Add Sub Effects folder and dragging Strings Pad 3 for harmony, Bass 1 for bass, and pulse pad 1 for melody to the song editor. Double-click on the first measure for strings pad 3 and this piano roll should pop up. But before you edit, you'll need to come up with a good chord progression for this harmony to use, and for that, you'll need to know the basics of what chords are. Pretty much every song you hear is played using just 12 tones or keys. The 7 white keys are referred to as C, D, E, F, G, A, B, while the black keys are referred to in conjunction with the adjacent white keys with either sharp if it's above a key, or flat if it's below. So this key here can either be called a C sharp or D flat, this one above can either be a D sharp or E flat, and so on. And those are the 12 keys. A key might have a number after it to represent its octave, or which interval of 12 keys it's in. So this is E4, while this is E5. Notice how the two sound the same but in different pitches? Now combine 3 or more keys and you get a chord, such as this one, which is an F major due to the root key F, then A, then C. Now arrange multiple chords in a sequence and you get a chord progression, such as this one. Now going back to the song, like I said earlier, you need to come up with a good chord progression for the harmony to play. For me, I'll be using A minor on measure 1, then E minor 7th, then D minor 7th, then C major, which sounds like this. On the piano roll, you'll need to keep the position of the keys on the piano in mind, so I have an A, C, and E here. To extend this note to the full measure, hold Ctrl or Command on Mac, drag to select, and drag the ends over to the right. The next notes are E, G, B, D here, then in D, F, A, C here, and C, E, G here. Take a listen. Good, but it kind of blends a little. To put a bit more emphasis on each measure, press Ctrl or Command A to select all, and drag the ends back 1 beat. And to accentuate the lowest note and highest note, Ctrl or Command drag this, then Shift Ctrl or Command drag the other middle notes, and drag the velocity or the volume of the middle notes down a little. Now take a final listen. Sounds good. Now it's time to edit the bass. Double-click the first measure on bass 1. My plan is to just have it play A, E, D, C along with the chord progression. So I first find and click on A. Wait, that octave is a bit high. Scroll down to a lower A. Down again. There we go. Drag it down to be a little shorter, and then you form the rhythm you want in the measure by clicking and dragging. Next, press Ctrl or Command A, then hold Shift and drag the mouse to copy and paste onto the higher E, then D, then C. Take a listen. Now the melody is a bit tricky to come up with, but fortunately you can test how the keys sound on the keyboard to help with that. The bottom and home row control C3 to D4, and the top row and numbers control C4 to D5. For me, I'm starting on A5 here, and then clicking and dragging as usual. Here's what I've made. Notice how most of the notes here agree with the chords of the sequence, so the first measure starts with A, E, then C, going along with the A minor chord it's currently in. And that continues with the entire song, except for the notes that build onto the others. But now the melody is twice as long as everything else. To duplicate the other segments, hold Ctrl or Command, and drag the mouse to the measure after it. For the beat bass line, you can just drag the segment up. I've officially added every instrument to the song, and all I need to do now is edit how they sound. But first, let's hear what we have. Okay, first of all, the percussion is a bit too loud. To fix it, you can create a new FX channel on the mixer, click on each track in the bass line, and scroll up to connect them to FX1. Then lower the volume, and test how it sounds. That's better. The next thing I do is make it a little slower by double-clicking the tempo above and changing it to 130 beats per minute. You can also make the song loop by clicking here and right-clicking the loop's endpoint. Test it again. Alright, the string pad's a little loud, so I'll just turn the volume down. And to make the bass stand out more, I'll click on the track and turn up the frequency and resonance. Now let's say you want to change the value of a knob in the middle of a song. This is where the automation track comes in. Click the first measure here and the strings pad track. Next I'll hold Control or Command and drag the frequency and resonance, which I'll be automating, onto the new segment. Double click, and now you can edit the value of both knobs. I'll be going up to 74 here, then 64, 64 here, and back up to 74, and click on linear progression to make the automation smoother. Then I'll drag it to the right and copy it. Now listen to the effect it gives on the strings. The next thing I'll change is the panning, or the distribution of a sound between the left and right stereo channels. Basically, if it's closer to the left ear or to the right ear. Note that you can only hear panning with stereo sound or with 2 speakers, as opposed to mono sound which only uses 1 speaker. With all of these panned to the center by default, when I play this, the master volume or overall volume is balanced between the left and right channels. Well, not exactly, because the instruments themselves alternate in the channels. But when I pan these three 100% to the right, or hard panning as it's called, you'll notice that the master volume is now louder on the right channel than the left. You generally want to avoid hard panning because it often breaks the immersion of an instrument, since it only plays on one of the channels. It's also a convention to keep the focus of the song, anything in the bass, and snare drums to the center, which means the pulse pad, bass 1, kicker, bass drum, and snare will not be panned. But it will, however, pan the strings pad to the left, and the hi-hat and side stick to the right a little, and check and adjust to see if the master volume's still balanced. Yep, looks balanced now. And the very last thing I'm going to do is add effects, or some final plugins to change the output of these instruments. You could either go to the FX channel in each instrument window, or you can go back to the FX mixer and use one effect on multiple instruments, which I'll be doing for FX1, which, if you remember, was for the beat bass line. So I'm adding an effect, searching for reverb, and choosing the first result. Now when I play the beat bass line, it has an echo-like sound, as opposed to when I click to turn the reverb off. Now for the master track, which covers every instrument, I'll add the stereo enhancer effect, which is an easy way to make the song sound wider, although it does mess with panning a little. Change the width to around halfway, and there you have it, a good instrumental loop. Here's the finished song. Now it's time to export the song or save it as a sound on the computer. Go to the files on the top left and export. Choose the file name and the type of file. WAV has the highest sound quality of the three but is uncompressed, so it uses up the most data. OGG generally has higher quality and uses up less data than MP3, but MP3 is much more popular and compatible than OGG, so MP3 is the one that I'm using. Next, click Export as Loop, since this is a loop I've made, and press Start. Now that it's exported, you can use the file for anything you want at this point. To open your new file, you can find its location, which for me was Documents LMMS Projects, and double-click the file to open. And that's all I have to teach you. There's a lot more to cover, and it'll take more time for you to be at a professional level, but keeping percussion, harmony, bass, melody, automation, effects, and panning, you should be able to navigate LMMS and create a song for yourself. And until next time, if ever sometime, I don't know, goodbye!
How to make origami lucky stars. These cute little stars are popular around Asia, especially in Japan and China, and are easy to make. They are often given as gifts to symbolize good luck and love. This is how to make some of your own. Step 1. gather your materials. You're going to need standard printer paper, a ruler, a pencil, and scissors. Some places sell pre-cut strips, but we're going to make our own. Step 2. Measure out your paper. Adjust your paper so it's vertical. Next, take your ruler and measure out 1/2 inch. Mark it on both sides of your paper. Step 3. Draw a line for your strip. Take your ruler and line it up along your 2 notches. Next, draw a line. Step 4. Cut out your strip. Cut the paper along the line you just made with scissors. Once you finish cutting, you should get a strip of paper with 1/2 inch in width. Step 5. Make a knot in your paper strip. To start folding your paper, you need to make a small knot at the end of your strip. Fold one of the edges up, down, and through the hole you just made. If you have excess paper, just fold it in along the edge. Step 6. Start folding your star. Now, you should have something that looks like a pentagon with a long strip sticking out. Take the strip and fold it to the other side of the pentagon. Make sure to not fold too tight or too loose. Step 7. Continue folding and tuck in the end. Repeat this folding action, alternating between horizontal and diagonal folds until you reach the end of your strip that is not long enough to fold anymore. Next, tuck this excess paper in one of the fold pockets. Step 8. Pinch the sides to form your star. Now's the harder part. Take your fingertips or nails and carefully press into the middle of each side of the pentagon to form your star. It should look puffed up at the end rather than flat. And there you have it, Origami Lucky Stars. Not only do these make great gifts, but they're also fun to make for yourself and for display. Happy crafting!
How to do stop motion using Legos. Step 1, grab a phone or tablet, but I'm going to use a phone. Step 2, grab a stand for your phone. Step 3. You can use your normal camera app on your phone, but I prefer to use a free app called Stop Motion Studio. When you take a picture and keep taking pictures, it will automatically make it into a movie. Step 4. Set your lamps for any lighting. You have to put it on both sides of the place you're filming at. Step 5. Take a picture of your Lego figure or just a Lego. As you keep taking pictures, it becomes a movie.
Hello, my name's Olivia. If you Googled how to find a good outfit under a decent budget, you've come to the right place. Today I'm going to show you how to find a top and pants for under $12. Today I'm at the local Goodwill and I'm heading straight for the pants. Here, you can find jeans of your size or a couple sizes above. Getting jeans a couple sizes above will make your jeans look a bit more baggy. If you're going for that, keep in mind you might also want to purchase a belt. Keep an eye on the pant bottoms. Using this method, you'll be able to determine if the pant legs are anywhere between boot cut and skinny jeans. If the pant leg is wider, then it's more on the boot cut side, and if it's skinnier, then it's more so a skinny jean. Now it's time to find a good top. Look at the shirts while they're hanging on the rack to see if the top that you've chosen is a short sleeve, long sleeve, or a tank top. Also look at the bottom of the shirt to see if it's a baggy shirt or a crop top. Keep in mind colors that suit you the most and colors that you prefer. And also keep in mind that $12 budget that you set before. Now it's time to try everything on. Before trying on your clothes, look out for holes, stains, and snags. I put this sweater back because I noticed a snag in its pattern. After finding the perfect outfit for me, it's time to check out. My pants were $5.99 and my shirt was $4.99. We get everything here at Goodwill for under $12.
Growing up in Sacramento, I often take for granted many of the fun things we can do in this city. There is one special place that I often pass by but don't take time to enjoy. Though I was born and raised in Sacramento, I only recently discovered the beauty of its airport. It's way bigger than I thought, and I almost got lost in it. My dad and I are going to take a plane ride from the SMF airport. It stands for the Sacramento Metropolitan Field. Today we call it Sacramento International Airport. Sacramento International Airport has 2 terminals hosting different airlines. You can find which terminal to go to from the airport's website at sacramento.aero/SMF. After you find the terminal, your ride may drop you off outside or they can park the car. The next step is checking in. You can check in online through the airport's website or app, usually starting 24 hours before your scheduled departure. We checked in online because we are not checking in any bags. If your airline is at Terminal B, you will have to take the APM automatic people mover to get to the security checkpoint. After clearing security, we find the gate to board the plane. While you're waiting, you can enjoy coffee or a meal. Looks like it's time to get on the plane. We wait for our turn to get on, and then we board the plane. Now, let's review how to fly from SMF. 1. Figure out which terminal in the airport that you will board. 2. Check in with your phone, over the counter, or in a kiosk. 3. Clear security and wait to board the plane. 4. Don't forget, take a moment to appreciate the beauty of our home airport. Smile. Enjoy your trip and come home soon.
Thanks for tuning in for all of the Instructional Finalist videos. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. with the PSA finalist announcements.